Hey, hello and welcome. I'm your host Lazabar, and as far as I can tell, the audio is in fact working. So, hello, we are here to have a good time, talk about some comic books. You can see my shop man just I don't know where he gets like the bags he uses, man. He's giving me all kinds of weird bags, you know. I guess when you're that small business owner type mindset, although he's not the owner, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like when you're in that kind of mood, when you're in that kind of mindset, you got to make do with what you can get a hold of, with what you can find. And I think these might actually be bags that he's bought because they are like thoroughly non-branded. So these might just be like generic ones you can buy on the internet for shopping bags. But yeah, there we go. Shopping bags. That's what we're all here to talk about is shopping bags. All right. Get my little steno pad out of the way. Put this boom bag over here in my stack of bags. I got to do something with this, man. I got like 20 bags all crammed in over here. All right. So let me step back for a second. Take a breath. Take a breath. Hey, it's an Eli Easy. Although he's changed his name slightly. He's now Easy Pro Wrestling and Comics instead of Eli Easy. Dude, am I subbed to you? Cause hold on, let me check this. Cause I thought I was, but I don't think I've seen a video from you in a long time, bro. Let me let me check this out. Like, oh, I can't click on your name in the YouTube studio to like interact with you here. Wild. Okay, well, let's just check this out. Like, I got to make sure because I know I have not seen a video from you in a long time, and I'm suddenly wondering if YouTube has screwed something up. How you doing tonight? It's been a weird kind of Wednesday, man. Also, pro wrestling and comics in like a single channel. Yeah, it says we are subscribed. How come I have not seen a video from you? Have you just not been making videos? Oh, I guess that's why. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, been pretty good. That is awesome to hear. My Wednesday, I would say it's been pretty good. It's been a little weird, but it has been pretty good. On the plus side, as the day went on and it got towards like how many video months? Okay, cool. As the day went on and we got towards the end of the day, uh, it got sunnier, which is kind of weird. Usually you'd associate like going towards the end of the day with darkness and evening and stuff, but it cleared up as the day went on, and that's pretty cool. You know, as I have lived away from the tropics and stuff, up here in the scenic nightmare of Wisconsin, I have discovered that I really appreciate sunshine. If you had told like 10-year-old me living in Hawaii that lots of sunshine was a rare thing, and you should appreciate it, like I would have just laughed at you. Like, what are you talking about? This is like old people talk. This is like fiber. It's an old people meme. Go away. But no, it's actually true. It's actually true. So I did my shopping as usual at Graham Cracker Comics on East Washington Avenue. Kind of a weird day, man. That location I feel is not particularly safe. Um, you go over there, man, and there's always that's like the most crime-ridden part of town. It feels like, somebody got shot at the gas station down the road from there. There's routinely like beggars and stuff milling around. People always trying to run scams. Uh, my shop man, he like broke down what parts of the parking lot are used for what crimes one day when I was talking to him, and I'm like, holy crap! So that's the drug deal part of the parking lot, and that's the adult doing naughty stuff part of the parking lot. And over here at the Walgreens side is just kind of like a free for all. He's like, yeah. So it was a weird thing, man. And there's a hair styling place right next door, and I haven't got my hair cut in a long time because I've just been like letting it grow. But like, you know, my mom, that's where she gets her hair done too. And she went over there and she's like, there's like some dude lurking around right outside the hair salon with an arm with like 20 purses hanging off of it. And each purse had like a little perfume box in it. this is some shady sounding stuff going on at my comic book store. So I don't know. Anyway, I digress. I go to Graham Cracker Comics, and when you go to Graham Cracker Comics on a Wednesday, you get three three, depending on how you want it, if you want to see fingernails or not, free comic books out of the 75-cent bin. And so I got some comic books out of the 75-cent bin. You get them for free, man. You just walk in and you can get them. It is a glorious, wonderful thing. And it's a shame that I go, all the way to the other side of town to get this stuff. But here's thing number one I got. Like, you were already looking at this. And I got it for the memes. I got this specifically so I could like take a picture of it or something and send it to Six S Cyrus, because when we were playing Europa Universalis 4 one time, I was Austria, the Holy Roman Emperor, and he was the Battle Pope, because he was the Papal States and he just invaded everybody constantly. So that's why I got this comic book. Plus, I vaguely remember like seeing people talk about this like 20 years ago on the internet. Like when the internet was young and stuff, people were talking about this. Actually, it looks pretty cool on the interior. Ooh, that's an ominous last page for the book. Hey, look, an actual letters page. That's wild. Since when do comic books have letters pages in them? Is there like a backup story? I guess so. Okay. Battle Pope, issue 2. Oh, is this issue 1? Oh, yeah, it is. It's totally issue 1. Well, that's a hoot, man. Look at this. Back in the day, indie books used to be more expensive than mainstream comics. So this is $350, and it's from, judging by the back of this, 2002. Here I have, let me look. Yeah. So here's mainstream comic, not an indie book. Superman, this is from like 2004 or 5 or something. And price, $250. That used to be how indie books versus mainstream books went. Indie book was like $1 more. You go back to the 80s, man, you can find indie titles that were selling for like $3, black and white comics in the 80s. At the same time, when your comic book from Marvel costs you 75 cents or $1. So that's kind of the evolution of comic book pricing. We started out in this situation where indie books were more expensive than mainstream books. Let me flip this back to the cover. And then as time went on, you got the opposite, where, and I don't know that I have any handy here from like Alterna or something, but you got to the opposite where your indie book was costing like $2.99 or whatever, and the mainstream book from DC, if you bought a Superman book now, it's $4.99. Kind of a topsy-turvy world where indie books are like $4 and mainstream books are $5. Now, granted, this is all probably about to change. Inflationary. Oh, actually, here's a perfect example. Here's and we're just going to spoil all the books I got because I don't really care. So, House of Slaughter, $3.99. If I'd gotten a DC book today, it would have been $4.99 probably, depending on the title. So there you go. There you go. Man, that was very convenient. The House of Slaughter illustrated my point because the other indie book I got totally didn't illustrate my point at all. But there used to be like a qualitative or quantitative difference in the price. And it used to be indie books were way more expensive than mainstream books. But now mainstream books just don't sell enough units and they just cost way too much money. I had a guy on my YouTube channel. Let me see if I can go pull up his comment. I might not show it on screen, but I'll read it to you. This dude was a little salty. Also, there's a dude who just left me a comment like a half hour ago. Fiverr's Revenge commented, "This is true. It sucks. Conan's one true home is at Marvel Comics." That was in response to the Marvel comic video I made about Conan, like the license getting dropped by Marvel. So, all I know is I like a lot of the old 80s Conan stuff that Marvel put out. Yeah, I got these solely because of the art. Like, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I really care about the story that's in these. I got them for the art. But there was a dude who left me a comment. Here we go. Tom Slick said, like the art, Lowell Death Dealer Gets Laid, Controlled by the Helmet was done in the novels. Frank endorsed in the 80s. I had no idea there were Death Dealer novels in the 80s. I had no idea. Uh, Come on, a lousy $5 is going to break you. That's pathetic. Dude, $5 is not going to break me. $5 is too much for 20 pages of art. $5 is too much for whatever this stuff is. Like, it's just true. A comic book will take you like 10 minutes to read. It's possible. A comic book will take you like 10 minutes to read, maybe 15 minutes. If it's a really easy read, it'll take you like 5. You paid $5 for it. You're getting 1 to 3 minutes per dollar of entertainment. That's pretty pathetic. Even a trip to the movie theater with its $40 ticket or whatever is a better value proposition than that. So it's not that, like, when I was that Death Dealer review, I was like, man, I don't know if this is like really worth the $5 I spent for it. Like, I don't know if I got $5 worth of joy out of it. And I stand by that. Like, I don't know. Did I actually get $5 of joy? I don't think I did. Maybe I did, but I could have took that $5 and bought a sandwich. I could have took that $5 and bought an indie game that you know, took me like an hour or something to play. And that's a way better value proposition as far as entertainment and engagement goes than just a book that I read in 5 or 10 minutes. So I don't think he understood my point there, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to understand, the point when I'm making a point, because sometimes the point is kind of a secondary thing, and it's not really the main like impetus of the book or the review. Because I thought Death Dealer was okay. I didn't think it was anything special. It should have been compressed. Like, the contents of that issue was one 1/3 of like an 80s Marvel book, 80s Marvel of an 80s Conan book, and that's kind of what it feels like it was being modeled after. Anyway, I digress. I just wanted to address that a little bit because I'm probably not going to actually reply to that guy's comment or anything on YouTube, because I don't want to start a big like fight in the chat, and he's never going to come back and see this. Although if you do see this, my dude, that is A-okay. Man, look at this art. Jim Lee's looking pretty good here. Not gonna lie, he is looking pretty good here. Uh, I'm gonna enjoy flipping through these and just looking at the art. I don't know if I'm gonna like sit down and actually like try to read what's going on. Hey, that's the way that every time Batman tries to punch Superman, it should go. Is just like, I'm not even there, Bruce. Don't break your fist on my face. Oh man, anybody remember this movie? Wasn't it kind of crummy? Because it was kind of crummy. And it shouldn't have been, man, but it really was. Jeez, I'm trying to find comic to show you, and there's like one page, and it's in between like 17 pages of ads. Like, every time I flip around somewhere, there's just another ad. Which don't get. Look at this. I flipped to the end. It's just ad, 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 ad. Dude, is there a 2-page spread anywhere in this book? I don't think there is. Okay, that's another reason why comics as a medium are dying. Like, it's one thing to have ads. Like, I get it. You got to pay the bills. But it's another thing, the ads are just kind of, you're casually flipping through it and that's all you see, bro. All right, I guess since I totally spoiled it already, we'll take a look at House of Slaughter number 6 here. I don't know what to expect. Like, I thought House of Slaughter was a miniseries that ended at 5. Apparently we're getting like a new story arc. Yeah. Bleep that guy. Hey, Ninja Weasel. It was the advertisements, not Superman. But, you do you. You and your very particular hatred. You have fun, dude. You just go have some fun. But anyway, House of Slaughter, number 6. Something is killing my interest or whatever. I have no idea who these people are, why they're playing chess, or why this guy has no arms. Like, I don't even know. Would the House of Slaughter like even keep a guy who had no arms around? That doesn't seem like them very much. Oh, hey, this is great though. I flipped halfway into the book. Gore everywhere. I approve. So does that mean there's no something is killing the children this month? Are we now alternating or something? I don't know. Ooh, that's a good page to end the book on. I don't know what the context is or anything, but I like it. It's very stylish. Yep. Part of me doesn't know why some. Neither do I. Neither do I. Especially House of Slaughter. Like something is killing the children. Every now and then it shows like something really brilliant. But the 5 issues of House of Slaughter was really one issue of a comic book because it was just basically there's nothing going on until issue 5, and then suddenly everything was going on. The whole thing, kind of a big waste, kind of a big mess. Should have been a lot better than it was. It really should have been. But that's not the world we live in. Oh, hey, before I do another book here, good news. Good news, everybody. I did manage to read some comic books. You might have noticed a couple of reviews go up. I actually got to read like 8 comic books or something. So I've only got 6 comic books today. So that means I've made a net profit of 2 comic books. Like I've made it into the stack before putting more on top of the stack. So we're making progress. This is also probably a good time to mention I won't be doing this stream probably next Wednesday because I'm out of town. I'm out of town. So there probably won't be one of these streams. I don't know. Maybe I'll find some other excuse to stream. But I'm going to be out of town, so who knows what's up with that. Just to let you know. Just letting you know. All right. So House of Slaughter, I don't know, man. I do like the cover though. You know, that black, white, and red kind of aesthetic. Like it works pretty good. It really does. Marvel is getting so cheap. All right, so my next book is a Marvel book, and it really, really annoys me. Yeah, taking them big fancy trips. And what annoys me is not the book, but it's the fact that the cover stock. I'm just like feeling the page here, and I'm not sure I can tell a difference between the cover stock and the interior stock. Once again, Marvel is selling a book on toilet paper, basically. And in fact, I was doing this with my thumb, and I kind of feel like there's ink on my thumb, like I've been reading a newspaper. Absolutely wild. Marvel has gotten so cheap. And I don't know if I'm going to be continuing this particular series. But here's the thing that really annoys me. It's number 1, but it's also number 29. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? What universe doesn't make sense to start over with a number 1? Like during the course of Savage Avengers, the heroes went through so many permutations that you could have like done a number 1 every 5 issues or something. And I guess because there's a whole new creative team here or whatever to justify it, and you also want to pop that number 1 pump, that number 1 boost to sales. But that annoys me. This should just be issue 29. It shouldn't be issue number 1. And since the old creative team and the whole plot line they had going on, fighting Cool and Goth and all that, is not a thing anymore. I don't know that I particularly care to keep going with this. Also, in light of the fact that Marvel has lost the Conan license, so who knows if Conan will continue being in Savage Avengers? It seems like the book would be kind of dead without Conan because he was the only thing unifying the 28 issues of the previous run. I don't know. But it's kind of a cool cover. I don't like some of these characters too much. I think Weapon H is kind of dumb. That's him. And Daredevil or Elektra being Daredevil is really weird to me. And also, who cares about Black Knight? And Anti Venom is kind of dumb. But Cloak and Dagger are lurking in the very background. You got Deathlock up here on the front left. You got Conan. Like, this is kind of a weird team, but interesting. Man, I still think like the best part of Savage Avengers that first run was when Conan and Frank Castle were fighting their way out of the Savage Land and killing velociraptors, like just battling dinosaurs where the jungle turns into the Antarctic wasteland. Like, there was something about that that was so ridiculous that I just absolutely loved it. Let's crack this open. I haven't opened it up past that first page, so this is all I know about it. Hey, just flipping this open, I'm very happy about one thing. So often in these Marvel comic books, that first interior page is like a big text dump. Oh, you don't know this dude? Yeah, well, that's Weapon H. He's literally a Hulk Vereen. Did you not? Did you miss the last like 3 years where Marvel invented this guy? Here, let me drop this link in the chat here for you, buddy. There you go. You don't even have the words. Well, I don't blame you because I don't even have the words. But there's a link to a wiki where you can go learn all about him. In fact, wasn't there even a book that was going called Hulk Vereen's or something there for a while? Like, I think Weapon H was its own standalone title for a bit, and then I think Hulk Vereen's was the thing. Oh, of course, when you click on the link, it drops off the closing parenthesis. Lame. You'll have to put that on there. Let's see. First appearance, Totally Awesome Hulk number 21. That's the Amadeus Cho Hulk book. Because, of course, it makes sense that Amadeus Cho is the Incredible Hulk. That doesn't make any sense. Let's see. 26 appearances of Clayton Cortez. Here we go. Boom, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Let's look at this appearance list. Yeah, Weapon H, Volume 1, which had some issues. And then, yeah, Hulk Vereen's was a book. So I was right. I was right. My brain remembered stupid stuff about books that I didn't even read. Oh, and he was in the Absolute Carnage in some crossover book somewhere. Okay, who cares? Weapon Plus. Who cares, dude? Absolute Carnage was such an absolute waste of everybody's time. What a just junky book. Oh, and he was in Weapon X Volume 3. That's not the one I collected. Because I collected Volume 2. Yeah, this is. Or maybe this is the one I've read. I don't remember this, though. I totally don't remember this. This was before I started picking them up. Because I picked up that one that had Nuke in it, and I took the run from there. And that was a really weird book. Had Sabretooth acting like a like a meme cat girl or whatever. This is some mighty fine meth these people are on. Oh man. I liked some stuff in that Weapon X book though. There was some cool stuff. The whole bit we're in that other country where Nuke had his army of nuke powered super soldiers that were just like him and all that. Like, that was kind of fun, I gotta admit. But then there was a lot of really weird stuff because Old Man Logan was hanging out with them and stuff. X Men, X Men. If you are the X Men right now and you're reading this, watching this, hearing this, stop time traveling and stop going into space. Live in your own corner of the Marvel universe and stop contaminating everybody else with your crap. All right. Anyway, let's open this book up to an advertisement. Oh, great. All right, let's open this book up to. Okay, that's kind of cool. So Deathlock is sword fighting Conan for some reason. We have some evil sorcerer doing something in the name of Set. We have Cloak and Dagger over here getting ready to like make out on a rooftop. Good for them. Dude, what did they do to her hair? That hairstyle does not suit her. Did she just have like big flowing locks and stuff? Like we're talking like it goes halfway down her back kind of long hair? That's way cooler because you know how much work long hair like that takes? Yeah, Ninja Weasel. I look away for 1 minute and you say something like that on my stream. Hey, Dark Admiral March here. How's it going? We were just taking a look at the new Savage Avengers issue, and I was making fun of Dagger's hair because that's stupid. I'm pretty sure she used to have like ginormous hair, didn't she? I'm gonna look this up. Dagger, Marvel Comics. Yeah, she used to have really long hair. Why would you ruin that, man? Why would you ruin that? It's a good look. Short hair is just so like 2010, you know? You get that short hair. Oh, and you shave one side of your head too while you're at it. Mm. Cloak's cloak looks awesome though, man. I always loved this. Like I had like one whole comic book with these characters when I was a kid, but I love this dude's cloak. Like is absolutely too cool. And wait, does she not have the like cross, like the whole dagger motif on her clothes anymore? Because didn't have like a it went down to like her navel and then there was like a little like side tick or something? Or am I just hallucinating that memory? I'm looking at like a bunch of pictures of her now, and yeah, that's kind of the look I remember. I don't know if this is like an actual official piece of art. Let me share this. Share screen, Chrome tab. This one. Like this is kind of what I remember her looking like. Oh, and the little eye thing. Does she have the little eye thing? I can't even tell from these pictures. Hold on. I'm going to flip through the book and see if I can find the little eye thing in one of these pictures. So hold your horses. Hold your horses. We're going to flip through. Okay, she's still got the eye thing. She's still. Oh, dude, look at his cloak. Oh, oh. Way. Yeah. I like the cloak. I don't know what's going on with Elektra there, but I like the cloak. And she does have that little, like, crescent around her eye. Okay. At least there's some bit of her costume that matches up with what it's supposed to look like. Because that wasn't looking like what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, that cloak looked cool. That cloak looked cool. Remember, his cloak is a portal to like the darkness dimension or something. It is so stupid. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, I got one more book I picked up today, and then we'll like flip through these books real quick again for March here since you popped in. So the last book I bought today. You ready? You're right. What am I doing? I'm teasing you for no reason. Kaiju score, steal from the gods, baby. This combines so much stuff I like. So I like giant monsters. I like heist movies. The premise of this book is heist movies involving giant monsters. How can it go wrong? The first miniseries was too cool and a lot of fun. The art style from what's the guy's name? Remy Brew, something like that, is very stylized and very cool. The whole thing just looks good. It reads good. It doesn't waste time. It just rolls. Look at this. We must be like in the middle of some. Oh yeah, I think they were. Somebody was trying to kill him, kill her gang in the last issue. She's the person that was like their safe cracker in the previous heist. Look, man, it's just like a heist movie. We've got a car chase and everything, dude. Like, come on. What more can you want in life? So I know. not having read this issue, just looking at like this two-page layout, I know that I'm going to enjoy this book. Oh, hold on. Yeah, or Marvel just needs to retire them permanently and just let them live in their glory days of the 80s. Like that's how a lot of characters are because nobody knows what they're doing with the characters. Just just let the characters live at the time that they were good. But of course they can't do that because reasons that don't make sense. You're not doing anything with those characters. You're going to let the copyright lapse. No, you just reprint the books. I tell you, I tell you this. Marvel and DC, if they weren't run by idiots, which is a big if they weren't run by idiots, if they weren't run by sociopaths who don't understand the market and the business that they're dealing with, they would just reprint their old stuff. And I don't mean they would reprint their old stuff in mishmash volumes that have no continuity and make no sense. No, they would be like, hey, Amazing Spider Man, here's volume one, here's volume two, here's volume three. And they would just print it like that in big, 200-page, 1 year. Do 1 year of issues. So 12 issues. Boom, 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 boom. They would all have the same form factor, the same trade dress. So when you put them on your shelf, it would look like the way manga do when you put them on the shelf. It would all be standardized. Instead, what they do is you have no idea what you're buying because maybe you're getting a story arc, maybe you're getting random issues, maybe you're getting issues that are ordered correctly. Nobody really knows. And there's no start here, go there. It's like, yeah, you could yeah, start with the Court of Owls. And after that, maybe you go back and you read No Man's Land, which is a really cool story. And then you can jump back to Nightfall. And after that, you should probably jump ahead to that the new 52 Batman arc where the Joker cuts his face off and wears it like a mask, like he's a Roddy Largo. It's just like what? What? This looks troublesome. I skipped the shop again for the second week in a row. Your LCS is about, and I mean, I call my shop, so there's the times when I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a book. I just call him up and I'm just like, yo, Sean, do I got anything in my box? And he's like, nope. And that's that. And then I save the trip. But my shop is about the same distance. It takes me like 30, 45 minutes to get out there. There's a shop closer to me, but it's not my shop, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think Kaiju Heist or Kaiju Score, I'm sorry, is gonna be like another star. The first miniseries was good, could have been better. This one, the first issue was good, could have been better. And so I think, I'm going to end up with another rock solid, like, yeah, this is like an 8 out of 10 or something. And of course, once you throw in my affinity for giant monsters, it's really more like a 9 out of 10 for me, which that's my score and not the score that normal people should get out of this. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, everything should just be organized like that. Like, if I look over my bookshelf, except for like Alterna and their little trade paperbacks, although one of them is different from all the rest. Like, if I look at everybody else's books, they come in like every different size, every different shape, every different trade dress. There's no standardization. If you are, say, you know, Jimmy Joe Bob and your son, Jimmy Tom Bob, is like, Dad, I like Spider Man. How do you even know what to buy him? How do you know what to go to the store and what to purchase for Jimmy Tom Bob? Jimmy Tom Bob likes Spider Man. You know how many Spider Man books there are? There's like 10 ongoings right now that has some variation of Spider Man and or Spider Man on the cover. Like, there's Savage Spider Man, Spectacular Spider Man, Amazing Spider Man. There's probably a Web of Spider Man book that they restarted. I don't know. I went near the Marvel section and got scared and immediately left. Like, that's my reaction to Marvel. I see what's going on over there and I recoil from it. It's similar to my reaction to DC, but the DC reaction isn't as strong because DC has that comforting embrace of, maybe I'll see a Batman book that I want to buy. That hasn't been true in a long time, but there's always the possibility. And then you look at the hard covers, the soft covers, all that stuff, and it's just a big mess. Marvel Milestones was another good one, but way overpriced. Yeah, and none of this stuff should be overpriced. There's got to be a way for these dinosaur companies to do business in a way that makes sense. They deliberately choose not to do it. They have deliberately made the choice not to make their product line easy to follow. They have deliberately made the choice to have everything be a chaotic mess for quote artistic purposes. You know what? Your artistic purpose can go jump off of a bridge. I want Jimmy Tom Bob to be able to pick up Spider-Man and start reading it and know exactly what the next Spider-Man thing is to read without you having to provide a reading order. It should be on the spine of the big book. It should say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And if you can't provide that, your products are crap. They're disorganized, they're a mess, and you need to make it better. You need to make it right so that people can actually follow what you're doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I have some really nice books over there. I've got a hardcover of Kingdom Come, but that's okay. Kingdom Come is a one-shot type deal. It's not an ongoing series where you want a standardized trade dress. It can look different because it's a one-off. But for things where you have to uh, start somewhere and go somewhere for more than one volume, you need it to look the same across all your spines. You need it to look the same so people know what to freaking buy. Because if they don't know what to buy, they're not going to buy it. And instead, they're going to buy Dragon Ball Z because Dragon Ball Z starts at 1 and it goes to 7,500. Like, it's linear. You start here, you go there, and you're done. And if your son decides halfway through, oh, Daddy, I don't like Dragon Ball Z anymore. I like One Piece. Guess what? You can start with One Piece over here and you go up to One Piece number 57,000. It's all in one big line. The books are available. You can order them off of Amazon. You can go to Walmart. That's like the only comics Walmart carries is like Captain Underpants and manga. And maybe you get like one DC book and one Marvel book because they're like, oh, yeah, well, we got to have Spider-Man on the shelf. Oh, no comment on this one. I'm not going to get into that rant. I'm not going there, Eli Easy. I'm not going there. Dude, I'm not going there. Look, X-Men was ruined before the last 3 years. X-Men got really weird. Like, let me explain the plot of the extermination event to you, just in case you've forgotten it. And I may need a piece of paper for this. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get a notepad because this is going to be complicated. All right. So you've got Kid Cable. He's represented with KC. Kid Cable kills Cable, who's just represented with a C. Why? Because Cable has the original X-Men, who are now OXM, the teenage ones from the 60s. He's protecting them in the present, and Kid Cable kidnaps them. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, Ahab is over here, and he's got 2 psychics. So infiltrate. So 2 psychics, we're going to call them 2P. I don't remember their kids' names. And so they infiltrate them into the current X-Men at the time. So now these psychics turn them into hounds. Now keep in mind, the X-Men are the most powerful psychics in the world. Keep in mind, the X-Men, you have Charles Xavier, you have Psylocke, you have like 27 different psychics, Emma Frost, the Stepford Cuckoos, like all these people hang out in the mansion. And these 2 psychics right here are more powerful than all of them and turn almost all the X-Men into hounds for Ahab so that Ahab can ambush other current X-Men and also kidnap the original X-Men who Kid Cable has already killed Cable to kidnap. This is just one event. This is 5 comic book issues. And I'm not even getting into all the little subtleties of the mess. Like, this is just like the big plot points. Now, this also comes in right after the Cable miniseries that they did wrapped up, which ended with Cable. So there's Cable, and you got Hope, right? No, wasn't Hope. Which one's Cable's daughter? Is that Rachel Summers? Or was that retcon? Anyway, I'm just going to put Rachel because I don't remember who it was. It doesn't matter. So you got Rachel Summers. All right. So they team up. This is like the last 2 issues of Cable, which that was a pretty good miniseries that got, or pretty good ongoing that got drawn out a little too far. There was some good stuff in there, like an issue, which was basically like 4 Cables were at the end of time. And one of them was uh, the Thing. Like they just reenacted the plot of the Thing, except you had 3 people who were Cable, and one was that was Nathan Summers, the Cable from the Age of Apocalypse universe, and one of them is the imposter, and they had to figure out who the imposter was before the imposter killed all the rest of them. It was kind of fun. It was really stupid, kind of fun. And then you had the imposter, who was Cable's his technovirus infection. I forget what the name of that virus was, but it had this. He was being stalked across time by a monster that was the infection that lives in Cable's arm. And so they team up and kill this guy, and then they reconcile. And it was a really great, really touching kind of moment where you have this guy who's a terrible dad and his daughter that doesn't like him, and they get together, they do something cool, they reconcile, and they're like, hey, maybe we should try this relationship thing again and be a family. 1 month later, Cable, like 10-year-old Cable or whatever, 12-year-old Cable, time travels. No, it was like the technovirus. It's like that's why Cable has that big machine arm. It's not the legacy virus that just kills mutants. It's like the technovirus or organotechnic virus or something like that, and it turns flesh into metal is what it does. And so Cable has to use his psychic powers to control the virus so that it doesn't spread and turn him into a robot. That sounds so stupid when I actually explain it, doesn't it? But that's the world we live in. Anyway, so right after they reconcile, and we get this like great hopeful thing going on here, where it's like, oh man, this is so great. They're gonna get back together. They're gonna have some cool adventures together. We're gonna see some development, and like starting with the next X-Men event. Well, the next X-Men event starts with Cable, 14 years old, time traveling back in time to kill Cable, so that he could kidnap the X-Men and stop Ahab from kidnapping the X-Men, while Ahab is turning all the other X-Men into hounds. The end. They need to create a character named Retcon that hops dimensions and does away with bad storylines. Well, let me tell you about Moira McTaggart. Because she kind of does exactly what you're talking about, except she created bad storylines. So anyway, this is why I stopped reading the X-Men. Like I thought, oh man, I'll get on board with this. This like Weapon X, which was going on at the same time as this Cable miniseries, was kind of cool. Cable was kind of cool. I thought, oh man, Extermination, this might be kind of cool. And then Extermination ended in such a stupid way that I was like, I'm out of here. Then House of X and Powers of X and all that stuff kind of starts up. And that's basically Point the Infinity Gems. Yeah, you could. You can rewrite reality with them. But Marvel has never rewritten their continuity the same way DC has, even with the Infinity Gems. But yeah, House of X and Powers of X started up, and I took one look at Professor Xavier with that stupid helmet, and I was out. I didn't even have to open the book to know that it was terrible. Yeah, narrator voice. It was not cool. Seriously, that stupid helmet that they had Charles Xavier wearing just absolutely killed any interest I had in reading that. No, it wasn't the Phalanx. Dude, do you not know X Men stuff? It's like the technovirus that was ravaging the future. Um, Cable technovirus. Techno-organic virus. The techno-organic virus converts living matter into technology, ultimately consuming its host. The converted life continues to live and function, but is driven by the desire to spread to other life forms. Virus has no known antidote that can be held in check by telekinesis and other powers, which is what Cable, who is one of the most powerful psychics in the Marvel Universe, uses literally all of his psychic power to stop. Apocalypse was introduced to the virus from a young Nathan Summers, calling himself the Traveler. In a battle between the Traveler and the Apocalypse, cut and they were both cut, and Ozymandias, Apocalypse's servant, had Apocalypse's body. Da 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 da. Techno organic virus. Apocalypse was healed in the chamber. Da da da. Anyway, it's a far future thing. It's one of the reasons why Cable is like traveling time to try to prevent that from happening or something like that. So yeah, and it's like that virus consumed like Cable's best friend, and so it was the best friend who was stalking Cable, looking like Cable through time over here. It's wild, dude. Identified, so that was introduced in X Factor 68, July 1991. Yet that won't help. There's too much X Men. There's just too much X Men, dude. And too much of it is stupid and convoluted, like this. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, Ahab, from like the 21st century or whatever, Mutant Hunter, had two psychics on his side that were more powerful and or so good at what they do that they could sneak in and rewrite literally every X-Men's mind except for like the 10 that they didn't get to yet. Without Charles Xavier, Jean Grey, Emma Frost, the Stepford Cuckoos, Psylocke, Cable, Kid Cable, like none of them knew what was going on with a pair of psychics hanging out with them. You thought, oh gosh. Ahab is a stupid character. Oh, I said it. Here we go. Roderick Campbell. I think that's the Ahab I want. Yeah, that's the Ahab I want. Days of Future Past. Da 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 da. Why is this wiki so badly organized? I clicked Roderick Campbell. Why won't you take me to learn? Oh, do I have to click the Prime Marvel Universe link? Let's see. In this reality, Rachel Summers was Ahab's pinnacle of hound creations. She subsequently escaped from. Hey, so was Rachel Summers. I got that right. Into the current timeline, horribly mutilating Ahab by throwing him into one of his machines. For a while, Ahab was paraplegic, floating in a chair. Da, da, da. In fact, I don't even see the Fantastic Four in here. This is all just talking about X-Men stuff here on the Marvel Fandom Wiki. Ahab is a future version of Rory Campbell, was a psychologist who had known Moira McTaggart. So this guy is also an X-Men character. There probably is a Fantastic Four villain named Ahab. I'm just going to be honest. There probably is, and I just can't find it on this wiki. So, anyway, it doesn't matter. Ahab is kind of a stupid villain. The end. And speaking of the end, we've been going for almost an hour here, like 50 minutes or something. I got to wrap up because I got to go take care of a couple of things before I go to bed. So, isn't it an FF annual? Okay. I believe it. Marvel characters tend to cross all over the place. So, I believe exactly what you said, man. I don't doubt it one bit. But I need to get going. So, March Hare, Ninja Weasel, Eli Easy, anybody and everybody that's been out there lurking, you have a great one. And I'm just going to echo this sentiment right here. So you all take care of yourselves. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't smashed that like button and you made it all the way to the end of the stream, you should go ahead and smash that like button. And take care of yourselves. I probably won't be doing this stream next week. Uh, Part of it kind of depends on hotel internet, you know? What is hotel internet going to be like? I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. You all take care of yourselves, and bye bye.